Today I'm preparing some herbs, specifically to treat pneumonia. I feel in my body that it might be there, it might come. Been waking up in the night with some pain in my back and having the other symptoms. So this is my recipe for pneumonia, but it's also good for flu, for colds, any type of infection in the throat actually, and the lung system, for the Maasai. So this is what I do, and I don't want anyone to do the same thing unless you understand what what you're doing. This information is mostly to share with Maasai people and Samburu people and ilchamus people who understand the herbs, even if you maybe have a relative or whatever, but don't take herbs unless you know what you're doing. Herbs can have side effects, negative side effects that you need to understand so that you don't overdose. And every tree has different strength, so it's quite difficult to say that there's a certain amount that you need to use. So having that said, I have boiled here 2 different herbs that I want to take with soup. There's a bone marrow soup with some soup from meat, bones, joints, and the herbal medicine that I'm taking are three types. This one is called ingerioi in Samburu and Olorian in Maasai language. And this one is Loisuk, and as well Sokoni is the name in Samburu, and Osokonoi is the name in Maasai. So the active ingredients here, if you don't have the 3, Samburus they use Sokoni is actually the most important, and mostly it is used in combination with the ingerioi, and ingerioi is the heartwood of the olive tree, wild olive tree, and Sokoni or Osokonoi is the bark of a big tree. Here you can see the bark of it. So, and then loisuk are seeds. So this one I've been cutting with a saw to make a smaller bit, and then I've used this garden scissor to make small pieces, and then I boiled it. And this one I boil separately because it needs to boil long, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's a good time, and you can reuse it many times. And the other one I've boiled separately because you only need to boil like 1 minute for the other 2. So this is now the bark of Sokonoi. It's my daughter who is making noise, if you wonder. And this one is the seeds for loisuk, which I crush, and I only use this amount of sokonoi, and I use this amount of sokoni. And for this one, I've used quite a lot. So this sokoni, you are not allowed to take too much of it. It can be dangerous. It's a very, very, very bitter herb, very strong herb. While loisuk is not as bitter, and ingerioi is not bitter. It is a herb that gives a nice aroma to the soup. And this time I'm using soup, but you can as well use milk or honey, but don't mix any of the three. Don't mix soup with milk, don't mix milk with honey, and don't mix honey with soup. That's not allowed. All right. Yes. So the active ingredients is sokoni, and for flu other types is loisuk, and I guess this one is just supporting the other one not to be too bitter, and giving some general strength. It has detoxing properties to the body, and it gives some nutrition to the body that might be useful. So I like to use this tree. If I only have one, I'll use the sokoni. If I only have two, I'll use the sokoni mixed with loisuk. And if I have the tree, I'll use the tree. So let me see if I can zoom in so that you see. And when I boil it for 10 minutes, it becomes a bit yellowish brown, the color of the water for the ingerioi or lorian, and as well for the loisuk. And if it is only sokoni or sokonoi that is boiled, it will be red. So now I've mixed all the herbs, and the soup have changed its color. Put on the remains. This one I throw, loisuk and sokoni, I don't boil it again. But the ingerioi, I can boil it 2, 3, 4, 5 times until it doesn't remove any more herbs into the water. You'll notice by the color, and you'll also notice by the smell and the taste. So now I've also heated the soup a bit, and then I'll use a mixer to stir up the fat, so that the fat mixes with the herbs and mixes with the soup, and that will give, you'll not feel that the soup is off, so have a lot of fat. It will be more tasty, more easier to consume. And the Maasai, they use sarikipere, and I can do that sometimes, but now I'm in Sweden and we have these things, mixer, so I'm using it to save time. So after making it in the mixer, the fat has been whipped and becomes like a foam, becomes white, and it's more nice to take it like this way. And as I drink this, So I drink, I test, and then I want the soup that I take, I want it to be tasty, and I still want to feel the herbs. So as I take this, I try to feel that this soup is still enjoyable, still tasty, but I can feel the herbs. And if I can feel a balance of all the 3 herbs, that's nice. If I can only feel 1 herb, that's too much of that herb. And if there is not enough herbs, I will add that herb that is missing, or those herbs that are missing. If the soup is too strong, I would add soup to make it less strong. And then I'll take until I feel better. And this soup, I think, is enough for 3 cups, and I'll definitely take all of that. So this knowledge is from the Maasai, ilchamus and Samburu, combined knowledge that I've done, and it works well for me. I have been tested for pneumonia, I think once, in Samburu, and I've taken Sokoni and Loitoktok, and I've cleared it. Other times I've used it several times when I've just felt like there's a tendency I will get that disease, but it has not been confirmed that I've had it. I've only had some symptoms of it. So this is my my sharing with you. I hope it makes you inspired to try these herbs if you are from the Ma community. God bless.